Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to walk you through a really practical little C program I wrote, a personal expense logger. If you've ever wanted to keep track of your daily spending but wanted to do it in your own terminal with zero fancy software or spreadsheets, this video is for you. Let's dive right in. Let's kick things off by looking at the brain of our app, the main function. A classic menu-driven loop that keeps running until the user decides to quit. We use a while loop which runs indefinitely until the user enters queue. Inside that loop, we display a clean text-based menu with 6 options. We take the user's input using fgets for safety. That way we avoid buffer overflows. Once we have the user's choice, we just switch based on the first character and call the appropriate function. For example, if the user enters A, we invoke add expense. If they enter D, we trigger the daily total calculation. It's a super readable and extendable approach. One neat thing is that we allow both uppercase and lowercase commands by checking both cases in each switch. It makes the program more forgiving for the user. Finally, if the input doesn't match any of the expected options, we show an invalid choice message. Simple and friendly error handling. Alright, let's try adding an expense. This function handles 3 inputs from the user: the date in year, month, day format, the category like groceries or transport, and the amount, which is a float. We use fgets to read the date and category, and scanf for the amount. Then we call flush input. This handy utility clears the input buffer in case the user enters something messy. It's a good hygiene practice when mixing scanf and fget. have the data, we open the expenses file in append mode. The line is written using fprintf in this format: year, month, day, category, padded 15 cars, amount. This means all our records are aligned nicely and easy to parse later. Once the data is written, we close the file and confirm to the user that the record was appended successfully. It's quick, intuitive, and safe. A great example of how to manage input and file output cleanly in C. This one's straightforward. List expenses just opens the expense file in read mode and prints each line as is. Because we wrote the records using fixed with formatting earlier, the output looks tidy and easy to read. You can see all your expenses line by line, which is helpful for reviewing your spending over time. And don't worry, if the file doesn't exist yet, we check for that and let the user know there are no expenses found instead of crashing. Let's say you want to know how much you spent on a specific day. Daily total makes this easy. You type in a date and the function loops through each line in the file. It parses each one using scanf, extracting the date, category, and amount. If the date matches the one you provided, we add the amount to our running total. This part is a good example of file reading and conditional aggregation, skills you'll use a lot when writing data processing code. Finally, we print the total amount spent on that day. Simple math, clear output. Now this one's a bit more sophisticated and arguably the most useful. Category report gives you a breakdown of how much you spent per category across all dates. Two arrays, one for category names and one for the running totals. As we scan the expense records, we checked if a category already exists in our array. If it does, we add to its total. If not, we add a new entry. When we're done processing the file, we write the results to category report txt and also print them to the screen. This dual output approach is great. You get instant feedback in the terminal and you also have a report saved for later use or sharing. Let's wrap up with the most complex function, edit amount. This lets you fix the mistakes or update a previously logged amount. We ask the user for a date and category, plus the new amount. Then, instead of editing the original file in place, which is risky and messy in C, we create a new temporary file. We read through each line of the original file. When we find the first matching date and category, we write the new line with the updated amount. Every other line gets written as is. Once we're done, we delete the original file and rename the temp file to the original name. This is a safe and standard approach used in many command line tools. If we find and update a match, we confirm to the user. If not, we let them know the record wasn't found.